So what exactly video editing is? This is the process of manipulating videos by rearranging different shots and scenes in order to create a whole new output. Absolutely. You are going to know each and every aspect that is necessary for you to get started with video editing. And of course, that is if you stick around and keep watching this video until the very end. Hello my dear friends, Alex here from Alex Edits. Alright my dear friends, so the very first step right here is very obvious. We have to download, install and launch the Wondershare Filmora. I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video, which is going to take you to this Filmora website. So you go for this option so that you can download it. You see these instructions right here which you can follow as your installer downloads. Now we open the installer which we have just downloaded. The next thing is to proceed and do install. But now because I have already installed the Wondershare Filmora in my computer, it's not going to allow me to do the same process for the second time. So after you have done the installation, go ahead and launch your Filmora. So just after launching your Wondershare Filmora, this is the first window that you see right here, which is called the Startup menu or the Startup window. Alright, so right here, let me start by talking to you about this thing right here. So this is what we call the Wondershare ID, which is simply your account. If you don't know anything about that, you just have to have an account when you are using these softwares. So we are going to dig into that later, as we'll be checking out the software pricing. After creating your first project, and when you exit Wondershare Filmora, you are going to see your very recent project right here. As you can see right here, these are the projects which I've been working on recently. Alright, so there are other things right here. As you can see, these tools right here, they are right for you to learn, but I'm not going to explain them just now because they are those things which just brings confusion to someone who's just trying to get started with video editing. Alright my dear friends, so right here it is very clear and straightforward. You select here to open a new project. So this is the very first look you see the very first time you open Wondershare Filmora. Alright, so to get you started right, I want to let you know that there's a language that we use in this industry, just terminology and the way we use it. For example, there are words like projects, timeline, drag and drop, cut, split, and so forth. So now, as your very first task, I would like you to understand very well these terms, the way we use them in this industry of video editing. Alright, so addressing the very first one, which is called project. Alright, so if you are editing something in Wondershare Filmora, that stuff you are doing right there is called the project. It's not a video yet because it's not yet exported. After we have exported it to become one final output, then that is now called the video. Okay? Basically, my dear friend, this information is not despisable because it actually helps you to be able to communicate with the software, to communicate with Wondershare Filmora in such a way that when you read project, when you read drag and drop, when you read import, when you read export, you don't take it literal, but you will understand what is supposed to be done. Agreed? Just for a very simple example, we have right now, you see right here, you read project name, you read project file location, you read the rest of the stuff, and if you don't understand the video editing meaning of the word project, it's going to be hard for you to understand the whole concept. Alright, so the very first thing that I would like you to do right here is to go right here on the file. And right here you're going to see that the term project is being used more and more and more. New project, open recent project, save project as. Alright, so this whole information just proves that we are working on a project. Just as I have explained to you earlier, we are working on a project, not a video yet. Alright, that being said, I would like you to click right here where it says save the project as. So right here, Wondershare Filmora is directly going to open for you the computer files. So you just have to rename this title right here. Okay, my first video. Alright, so we are good now. You go save. And now we say you have saved the project. And as you can see right here, it's now titled my first video. Okay, my dear friends, so the next thing right from there is to set the project settings. We have just saved the project, but we haven't set the project settings. Alright, so go again to file. And of course, keep all other things right here. We are going to explain them as we go. Alright, so go straight to project settings. Right here we only have got a few things that you need to understand, and I'm going to explain all of that now. So the first thing is the aspect ratio. Alright, so this basically refers to the type of the project that you are going to create. Alright, right here for an example, when you go for the drop down menu here, you are going to see there are different types of projects that we can create right here. There's the widescreen, which is the default one, 16:9, and there's the Instagram 1:1, and there's a portrait 9:16. The standard, business, cinema, vertical, and custom. Alright, so just to give you a right perspective, this is what is being referred to as the aspect ratio. But let's say you want to create a project with the aspect ratio that is not mentioned right here. That is the very time for you to go for custom. Now I want you to listen carefully on this. The aspect ratio works together with the resolution. While the aspect ratio is to show what type of a video is it, the widescreen, the vertical, and so forth. The resolution is the measurement of the amount of quality of that video in that certain particular aspect ratio. Just to make it simple for you, after you choose the type of the video that you want, whether you want this or this, on resolution, you are now choosing the amount of quality that you want that video to have. I think you're understanding something. Alright, for example, let me set back the default. Go back right here and put back the widescreen. Okay, and right here I choose the resolution. In other words, here I'm just choosing the amount of quality that I want in this widescreen project. Understood? You can choose the 1280 by 720, which is the HD, or you can choose the 1920 by 1080, which is the full HD, or else you can choose the 4K, which is called the Ultra HD, or 3840 times 2160. Or else you can go ahead, as you can see right here. Alright, so now when you set the custom aspect ratio right here, you are going to enter the resolution figures right here, which are custom according to the way you want the project to be. Alright, so having that explained, let me tell you the frame rate. This is the measurement of how quickly frames appear within a second. So what it does, it determines how smooth the final output is going to be. When you click right here, you find out that Filmora says 25 FPS as the default. Now all this depends with the type of project that you are working on. What do you want your final output to be? Is it a movie?
Are you making a movie?
Then you must go for 24 FPS. Is it other general social media content? Then you can either choose 24 or 30. But when you're working on something like the gaming or the sports reels, then you better go for 60 FPS. Alright, so right here again we have the color space. Actually, this is one of those things that you are going to learn later, but basically, this simply refers to the range of color shown in the image. So there are different of them. When you check out on the drop down menu right here, you see we have other two options, and this again depends on the project that you are working on. For now, we just set it to default. Alright, so now that we have understand the project settings, let us go ahead. Now you are seeing these divisions right here, the layouts or kind of the windows and stuff, and you don't understand what is this all about. Alright, so I am going to explain all that right now. To make sure that you are going to understand this, let me give you a very practical example, things that we do in daily life. Let us say you go to the shop to buy some little things you want to use for bathing, maybe lotions, bathing soap, towels, and maybe, I don't know, whatever things you use for bathing. After bringing those little things home, you are going to put them somewhere else because you are not bathing yet. So you keep them in some shelves somewhere, and when the bathing time comes, you take them from the shelves and you head straight to the shower. And after that, you go straight to the mirror to see how are you looking now. So basically, yeah, we have a shop, we have the shelves to keep things, we have the place where you do things. And after that, we have somewhere to see what you have done. The very same exactly concept is going to apply, my dear friend. Here we got the shop, which is your computer files. So you bring the files from the computer, and the first thing you're going to keep them in the shelves, which is this window right here. After that, you take all of your stuff down to the timeline, which we have referred to as the shower, the place where you do things. And after that, you want to see what have you done. That is the time you are going to use this window right here, which is the preview screen, the preview window. Alright, so let's get into the details. Getting our literal practical lesson, we are going to take this whole window right here as the media bin, the shelves. And of course, there are other things that happens right here which have nothing to do with the media thing. But just don't mind that now, because I will explain everything later. Alright, and again, this is the place where we do everything, the battleground, the shower, the timeline. And this is the preview window. And this other little window right here is called the properties window. It actually shows you the properties of the file when you are working it out in the timeline. Alright, so each and every window can be dragged around and can be maximized and also can be removed. Alright my dear friends, we are going to continue with this practical side of our lesson, and in that continuation we are going to pick up these terms and see how do they apply. So before that, here is the little message from the sponsors of today's episode. This is all about Filmora education. If you feel like you want to deep dive into Filmora, look no further, because the Filmora teachers community is ready for you. The very first option that we are going to present to you is the Filmora Creator Hub, and this is the one platform where you find all the tutorials that you want. You just have to search a topic, or else you can search your favorite creator. Maybe you like Jack, or maybe you like Sally tutorials, or myself, and many more. The second option we present unto you is the Filmora Masterclass course, which is completely free of charge, and this is currently being taught by 3 Filmora masters, and I can be the 4th one, to give you the best editing knowledge possible. So I'm going to leave all the links down in the description below. Go ahead and possess the knowledge you deserve. Alright, now back to the course. So just as I have expressed through the thumbnail and the title that this video is just an introduction to the great course that almost every potential creator needs. But be advised that everything that we have covered in this introduction video, I am not going to repeat the same. My next video is going to cover the rest of the course so that we can create one lengthy video. So if you like the way I explain, share this video to other people who may need this information. Alright my dear friends, so you check out this video right here. Probably it can be the second part of this course. Peace.